I'm Mike and I'm the other half of the Gym Factory. You would have seen Josh's video the other week. And my role within the Gym Factory is very much behind the scenes. I look after the finances and the strategy of the gym, and you'll find me training at 5 a.m. in the morning. So I'm Northern Beaches bred. I grew up at Frenchs Forest and I went to Frenchs Forest Primary School, followed by the Forest High School. While growing up, our family sailed, and I sailed for all up 20 years, sailing herons and then lasers, and then later on went into yacht racing as well. It was an amazing time. Growing up, I really enjoyed it. Getting to sail with Dad for many, many years was absolutely wonderful. Okay, so I discovered fitness. I guess it obviously started with my 20 years of sailing. But out of sailing, I then wanted to look for something different and something a bit more high intensity and something with more of a community-based club environment. And so I found dragon boating, and dragon boats have 20 people in them and all of similar age and all from sort of a professional background. And so we had very similar interests with each other. It was an amazing club that we had. We were very successful, including going to the World Championships in South Africa. That was definitely the highlight of my time doing dragon boating. From there, a whole bunch of us then broke away. And as we were getting older, we wanted something a little bit more slower, but also a little bit more longer to sort of up our endurance over longer periods of time. And so we moved into outrigging. Outrigging is a 6-man boat, and it was a breakaway club that we formed, slightly smaller. But that was a really great opportunity to be able to evolve and grow within paddling. Through that time, I was also really lucky enough to meet Lee both dragon boats and also then did outrigging with me as well. And that's where our relationship started, and then ultimately got married and had our kids. So that was a really exciting time for me overall. Side by side that, around the age of 21, I walked into my first gym. It was actually at Chatswood Fitness. It doesn't exist anymore. It went broke. It was back in those bad days where I paid up for a full 12 months membership and they went broke and I lost all of it. So yeah, the fitness industry's definitely changed a lot these days. But when I walked into Chatswood Fitness, I weighed a whole 53 kilos. So I really wanted to start to look at how I can not only improve my fitness, but also bulk up and build more confidence within myself. From there, I really found my passion. And ever since then, I've been consistently going to the gym from that time. So that's now, over 30 years of consistently going to the gym. From Chatswood Fitness, I then went into Fitness First. I was with Fitness First for many, many years. During that time, I hired my first personal trainer. His name's Lewis McLean, and he's actually now the owner of the Cube Gym down at Brook Farm. Lewis was an amazing coach, and his real focus with me was around building strength and obviously size as well. And so I very much with Lewis got into real sort of functional strength training, and as I say, he was an amazing coach and really inspired me. The inspiration that he gave me actually led me to wanting to learn more. And so that's when I went to the Australian Institute of Fitness and I completed my Cert 3 and 4 in fitness. Not that I had intent of becoming a PT, I really just wanted to learn more and I just really absolutely loved the industry. Upon joining Woolworths, I went to Virgin Active. At this stage, with the knowledge from both Lewis and also doing my studies, I thought, look, maybe I could have a look at getting an online trainer. And the online trainer I found, his name is Jordan Metcalf and he's based in New Zealand. Jordan had actually competed in many bodybuilding competitions and he had achieved amazing results through those over in New Zealand, winning many, many gold medals. Jordan, once again, was a great trainer and really introduced me to hypertrophy training. And what I saw from there on the foundations I built through with Lewis, through my strength, and then into the hypertrophy training with Jordan, was a real change in my body, and that really started to give me confidence. My gym at the time offered a competition where the person with the biggest transformation could win a photo shoot, and I actually won. That really gave me the confidence and the aspiration to look to take it further and follow Jordan's path into competing one day in bodybuilding. From there, he was based in New Zealand, and it was always quite difficult to sort of get that last 10%. I really needed some support and guidance here on the ground in Sydney with a proper bodybuilding coach. Someone who could support and train me with my nutrition on the ground here, and also obviously through all the posing and those technical components that come with bodybuilding. I hopped online and I couldn't find a personal trainer anywhere on the Northern Beaches that specialised in bodybuilding. We went into COVID, our first COVID lockdown. At this stage, I was training at Anytime Fitness at Mona Vale. And when we came back and the gyms reopened, a new trainer arrived there, and his name was Josh Every. And his poster said that he competed in bodybuilding and he was a qualified bodybuilding coach. So there I knew this was my moment and my opportunity, and I had to go for it. So this was it. So I went home, I spoke to Lee, I mentioned this new Josh and asked her what her thoughts were around me joining a bodybuilding comp. As usual, Lee is an amazing supporter of all my silly ideas that I come up with, and she said, go for it. And so I did. And so I signed up with Josh and started our fantastic relationship together. Josh coached me through an 8-month period. There was another COVID lockdown through there. We also had to train through what we might remember through COVID isolation. So when you came in close contact, you then had to isolate. I think there was one time there where I had to isolate 3 separate times. So I had to literally transfer all my training into the garage at home. And I bought a spin bike online through Amazon. And that was basically my strength training and then my cardio training all at home. Thankfully, the gyms did reopen and Josh and I got back on track together. And in March 2022, actually on Lee's and my winning anniversary, I competed in my first and only at this stage bodybuilding competition. Going into this competition, it wasn't about winning medals for me. It was about the experience. It was about using that experience to both build my confidence within myself. I really wanted to be able to push myself out of my boundaries. Within my corporate career and being in a senior role at Woolies, I was often having to give presentations to high-level management, and I'd be extremely nervous before having to do those. So I thought, hey, what can be worse than getting on stage, having judges judging you and a big crowd looking at what you've done to transform your body? That's exactly how I've taken it. And from there, that really has given me the confidence, because every time I go into that next presentation and I think I'm getting a bit nervous about it, I think back to that bodybuilding competition and think, hey, I did that and nothing can be harder than what I did there. So through the many, many months of training for the bodybuilding comp with Josh, Josh and I really formed a close bond. We were training 3 days a week together and really in contact with each other 7 days a week through that period. So we got to know each other really, really well. In all the time that we were at the gym, we would often comment or talk to each other about what we would do if we owned our own gym. And having been through corporate chains ourselves, Josh also has been through Fitness First, Anytime Fitness and all those. Huge opportunity for what if we were to be able to create a gym, one that was built around an amazing team and an amazing community. Because at that stage, what we'd seen a lot of gyms, we were all sort of churn and burn mindset, is they would bring members in, they would leave them on their own to train by themselves, they'd check out, they'd move on, and then you just keep going with that. But what if we built an amazing community? What if we had the most amazing team and we bucked the trend on that front? And so that really inspired us, and it really sort of gave us a lot of thought plan of what we would do if we owned a gym. Then one day I thought, you know what, bugger it. I'm going to go home and I'm going to do some research on what it is to buy a gym. So lo and behold, literally that same day I went home, I Googled Northern Beaches gyms for sale, and there it was. 24/7 gym, independent, Northern Beaches. I knew exactly what it was. It was the Gym Factory. And I've been following the Gym Factory for a while. With my interest in both fitness and in business, I found the Gym Factory really intriguing. It'd been around for over 10 years. And what I also saw was trainers in there was Liam and Steve, who had been there for, 5 to 10 plus years. And that in the fitness industry, that really is unheard of. Because like the members, a lot of the trainers, are lucky to last a year or so within a gym before moving on to the next one. So I knew there had to be something really special. And through my business experience, I knew the first thing that you've got to get right is get your culture right. And so I knew there had to be some sort of great culture in the Gym Factory for Steve, Liam and Was to have hung around for that long and to still be here. So I knew there was an opportunity. Obviously, coming out of COVID, I knew the gym would have been in fact affected by that. All I saw was a golden opportunity ahead. From there, I spoke to Lee, another one of my silly ideas on top of the bodybuilding comp, and said to Lee, hey, what's your thoughts about buying a gym? There's one for sale at Warriewood. And in true Lee spirit, she absolutely supported me with this idea. And from there, I engaged with Josh and said, hey, how about it? And before we knew it, we were meeting with Craig and Roz, the original owners of the gym, and in negotiations. So our first step really was to get to know the team and get to know the members. We didn't want to come in and make any sort of drastic changes in the first 6 to 12 months. What Josh and I really wanted to do was just come in and listen and learn. Listen to what worked here at the gym. Obviously, a lot worked well, and listen to the things that the team and the members want us to improve upon. From there, that really helped us shape what our purpose is going to be, what our values are going to be, and ultimately what our short to medium to longer term strategy would look like. We developed all of this with the team. So we actually got all our PTs and our staff into a workshop, and we worked together to develop all these, because there's no point having a purpose or having values and we're not all aligned to it. So ultimately then through the course of the first year, we got all our learnings. And then what we did was then we developed up a whole plan. It was called TGF Next Gen, and we presented it at our Christmas function with our team and members. And what that was a real transformation plan for the gym, particularly around our group fitness classes. So what we saw was an opportunity to partner with one of the fitness industry's best, that is Les Mills. And from there, we launched Body Pump and RPM. We also saw an emerging trend with Reformer Pilates as well, and with Sorel, who had joined us throughout the year and was training to be a Reformer Pilates instructor. We thought this was a great opportunity to jump on as well. So from there, we underwent significant renovations upstairs in order to bring this to life. So within our Spike Zone, we fully renovated and fully upgraded all the equipment in line with the Les Mills specification. But the big changes really was to our yoga room. Our yoga room ran about 15 classes a week. And we transformed it to be flexible, to be able to continue to deliver the most amazing yoga experience, but also to be flexible to run other classes such as RPM, our virtual classes, the Trip, Cycle. And then from there, that then gave us the opportunity to also then further evolve our virtual classes into the full Les Mills virtual studio package. So that growth really gave us the opportunity to really see out our vision into the future. Our growth has continued really strong. Every year we get bigger and bigger, and the gym continues to grow. And now 4 years on, we've nearly doubled it since the time that we started, which we're extremely proud of. We continue to evolve and we continue to upgrade our facility. With February this year, we were really proud to upgrade the strength area of our gym floor downstairs. And in fact, I know all the members are loving it. It's really set on Josh's mind as well, is to ensure that all our team, particularly our PTs, can operate their businesses within the Gym Factory to their full potential. So part of these upgrades was engaging them through the process and ensuring that the new equipment that we brought in would allow them to further grow and develop their businesses and really deliver them to the highest quality standard for their clients. So what makes the Gym Factory different? It has to be our community of team and members. So very much part of our values is to take a team first, member first approach to what we do. Our community is built around all of this, and we're really proud of where it's evolved to. So many of our new members, they actually come from referrals to friends and family, and that's where we've been able to achieve a lot of our member growth throughout the last 4 years.